judged for the last 3 years on the panel for the Voice Festival final and the regionals, and it's great. But one thing that struck me was that we're slightly getting in a bit of a rut, putting together this 12-minute set, trying to create variety, trying to show off our group to the best of our abilities. We're getting into a little bit of a rut with pop covers, you know, stuff that's in the charts now, do a cover, and then maybe start with something medium tempo, and then they do a nice ballad, and maybe a nice featured solo. I love ballads, that's always a really nice moment. And then maybe, you know, finish with something up-tempo, something funny, something with choreography, and then everybody claps and take it back and off you go. And that's great, and you're left with this impression of the group, what its standard is, what its likes and dislikes are in terms of style. But there's so much more to putting together a set for Voice Festival or for any, you know, show that you do with your groups. And so that's what this is all about. I've just called it Getting Creative with Your Set List. But basically, I'm going to be playing you loads of stuff, talking to you a bit, asking you for some ideas. We're going to sing some stuff, not in our individual groups, but all together. And then I'm going to break you up into little groups later on. We've got 2 hours, so the second half of the workshop. And you're going to come up with ideas for an arrangement of something, a tune that I'm going to give you, or someone I'm going to give you that I think you'll all know. And then we'll come back together at the end, perform and share ideas. I want you to be as creative as possible. I want you to let go of any inhibitions. Oh, I didn't study music at university, so I don't really know, or I don't really read music, or I don't really play the piano. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I don't want you to think, well, I sing in the group, but I never write the arrangements. Everybody should have creative input. Even if you don't actually come up with an arrangement all printed out beautifully on Sibelius software, even if you're just the person who says, hey, I have a fantastic idea, why don't we do such and such? It just is the difference between a great performance and a wow performance. And in fact, when they put together the Voice Festival, there are various awards that some of you I've given, presented over the years. But one of them is the Ward Swingle Award for Originality. And this award is based on the idea that when the Swingle Singers formed back in the 1960s, eons ago, the reason that it was such a massive thing is because Ward Swingle, the founder of the Swingle Singers, and that really is his name, mixed Bach and jazz. Now we go, yeah, Bach and jazz, whatever, fusion is such a kind of commonplace thing. But in the 60s, to stand up and sing something as a jazz group that was originally written as a sort of keyboard piece by J.S. Bach in the 18th century was really amazing. So hence the idea of this originality, and the wording that we get as judges is this should be awarded to a group who you feel either in a moment or throughout their set has demonstrated exceptional originality and pushed the boundaries of the art form. Right, first of all, the original. Who recognises this? What's the song? Wild Last Christmas. Okay, don't need to hear any more of that. Right, so here is an example of a transcription. Quite quiet, so yeah, it's as loud as I can go. It's all vocal, just a sprinkle of percussion. So it's about as close to the original as you can get, isn't it? Same tempo, same key, same distribution of voices, doing vocal percussion, okay? So now have a listen to this. Okay, this is a group that's called the Pupini Sisters. Hands up, please, heard of the Pupini Sisters. Okay. So they're not an a cappella group, but it's 3 girl voices inspired by the Andrew Sisters from the 40s. Have a listen to what they do with it. It's their own song now. This is their new album.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next
sheets take away so that you can help with stuff written down. It's quite an old real group track. Count Basie, old big band number, okay? And it's called Slanky. Not a word inside, have a listen. Okay, so music chop it. And Anders, the alchemist who are here tonight, some of the amazing bass. You can do the bass down and hi-hat. He does while singing a He's the only bass in the world who does that. Okay, so now they've got the saxes. Hear the contrast of the wah-wah and the it's such a subtle contrast, but it makes all the difference. But I want to play you something now that I'm sure you're going to recognise. It's an original piece. The original piece is by Bach. I'm going to play a little tiny bit on the piano until my piano skills run out. And then I'm going to play you what the Swingle Singers in the 60s did with that track. And then I'm going to play you what somebody else did with that track. All of this is to give you loads of ideas. Store it in your head, but in a minute, not in a minute, but in a bit, I'm going to send you off to come up with ideas for a song that I'm going to give you. Okay, so store all these ideas. Okay, so here is a bit of Bach, a Bach prelude. I bet some of you will recognise it. Wow, that's original. Okay, this is the original recording of it from the 60s. Now listen to this. Showing what you can do. Take something, change it. But mixing two songs together is where you've literally got two songs at the same time. Okay? Right, I'm glad you said that, so we're going to sing one now. This is a tiny excerpt of an arrangement that I did for the Swingle Singers of two Beatles songs from Abbey Road. It's my favourite Beatles album, Abbey Road. Because the sky is blue, it makes me cry. Every bar, it looks like, listen to each other now, pretend you're a massive, massive a cappella group. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a really nice balance. Because the sky is blue and makes me cry. Because the sky is blue. anybody here write their own songs? So start writing. Anyone can write a song. Write your own song. And I think this is the thing that makes the real group the most special a cappella group. I shouldn't say that. I should always be batting for the single singers, of course, and they're absolutely fantastic. The current group are amazing. Do go and see them. But the real group write mostly their own material. They write their own songs. And the latest album that they did, which is their 25th anniversary album, and only one person has changed in that time. That's another reason they're so strong. They did a song called A Minute on Your Lips, and I'm going to play a bit to you now. It's so funny. It's the soprano. Somebody said to her when she was eating a cinnamon bun, you eat that minute on your lips, lifetime on your hips. And she just made a song up out of it. I mean, it's too cool for words. I really hope they do it tonight. Have a listen. It's a kind of pastiche country and western.
I was working in a diner down Highway 66. My boss who was a walking water, so I diverse and jokes for the kids. My life would have been so dark as the night.
So very passionate. What you can do with them once you've got them. Okay, so 6 different things. I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna give you it yet. So 6 different things. We've got transcription, we've got adding a new idea, mashups, medley, writing an original song. Okay. So now we are all gonna do a little version of a song that I'm going to give you. We can just spread out in this room. I'm going to come between groups of groups. It's not a competition, and I'm not going to keep you within your a cappella groups because I know that probably one group's only got 2 people here. I'm just going to make sure that each group has got some bass, some tenor, and some alto and some soprano in it. Or if the all-girl group wants to stick and do an all-girl arrangement, fine. You're not even looking for a whole arrangement. You've only got an hour or less because by the end of this we've got to all perform it to each other. It might be that you just come up with one new idea, a bass line, a groove. You want to put it in your own style. Obviously you're all going to be hearing each other, but I've deliberately chosen a song that's got very simple structure, very simple harmony, so that it centres around the same key all the time, over and over again. So it shouldn't be too difficult to hear yourselves working, okay? Maybe you just come up with a groove, maybe come up with a riff, maybe come up with just a tempo, or just one thing. It doesn't matter if you come back after however long I'm going to give you, 20 minutes, half an hour, with just one idea or 4 bars, or maybe you're going to come back with a 3-minute finished song to sing to us. Marvellous, okay? Don't be intimidated by it. The song I've chosen is a folk song, deliberately chosen a folk song, because I want to show you what you can get of something as simple as a folk song. Really, really simple. But don't just block away with this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5. Every phrase has got 5 bars. I just love that kind of thing. So here we go. Let's sing Are You Going to Start Your Affair? Sing it at your own octave. Don't wail around up there. Don't begin. Sing it nice and low. Doesn't matter. And Are you going to start your affair?
The chord changes need to be worked out. But we can try that.
Starting with the kind of echo things.
Yeah.
Do you want the main?
And then something feels like half time maybe. Yeah, I think really slow, ease it in and just pulse the heart and then bass line.
But like, is the bass line going to be in quavers or?
I was going to do quavers. I think the quavers would be sick. And you just, I'm going to make up something.
You can always change it. You can change the, like you can move it from swing to. Or you can just go do that.
Drum on each first and the fourth beat, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, I think that would really help. Yeah. Yeah. Should we all, this idea of all saying the words, we all change chords. So we
No, but we not necessarily have to saying words, but just know on which words. Instead of thinking,
Then you need to sing it at the tempo we're taking.
I love your runs. If you could just do that, like, through it. Just that's feeling like the suspension. Yeah. And like the 5th bar.
And you starting with 6. And then are you going? Are you going?
I have to say I've been so impressed walking around. I'm really pleased that the 4 groups couldn't be more different. What you've done with that piece, you've just proved that you can take one simple English folk song and turn it into an array of such different things. And I really hope that it's kind of sparks your creativity so that when you go back and work on your arrangements with your groups, that you don't have to just, you know, do the usual transcription, that you can just branch off and just go somewhere completely different and crazy. It's so much more fun and it's more original, and hey, who knows, you might get the Ward Swingle Award for originality. So that's been really fun to watch. We've got 15 minutes, so what I suggest is that each group comes up, that's a rich order, stands on the stage. Don't talk about it before you sing it, because I always think that's a shame. Let's just hear it, and then if you want to tell us something about it, or if anybody wants to comment on it, then fantastic, and we'll take it up to 5 o'clock. And then hopefully you'll all go away with loads of ideas buzzing around your head, especially people coming to see the real group tonight will have even more ideas by the end of that, and you just want to create music for your a cappella group all the time, and all your teachers will hate me because you're not studying hard enough. So, who wants to go first? Some of you have created a piece with a start and a middle and a finish, and some of you have just created a groove, and it doesn't matter what you've done. The idea is that you listen to it and you think, I can think of that, or that's a clever idea, or I'm going to copy that in my next arrangement, whatever it is. So, go for it.
Are you going? 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 Are you going to score a time? All this age was heavy and fine. Remember me to one the next day. Evil for the true love of mine. Are you going to score a time? All this age was heavy and fine. Remember me to one the next day. Evil for the true love of mine.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
So, one of you describe what you've done. Describe your style, the groove you were going for, any influences.
Well, we just wanted to do something that was more upbeat because we
Yeah.
thought the original was quite slow.
Yes.
So we went for something like that, and then more straight time signature, and then Anna came up with a great idea of saying, "Are you going?" and building up something around that. And then we thought we'd just build it up from really, really small, and then getting in the bass and
Doing some different, like same bass rhythm.
exactly.
It's fantastic because a little folk song in 3/4 time, and then by putting it in 4/4
Yeah.
and making it straighter, putting a groove to it, you've just made your own piece. Well done, brilliant.
Going to Scarborough Fair. Parsley, sage, rosemary,
We basically said, yeah, we said sing the melody and then we yeah, well.
It's nice, and I like the I like the backing vocals idea as well. Are you going to Scarborough? Going to Scarborough? Somebody's going to Scarborough,
Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo thing was just random.
Fantastic. Well done. And that's it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing a you for Voice Festival. Really be creative, have fun with your arrangements, think about presentation as well. Take those sheets away with you because, as I say, it's got a sort of summary of what we've done. And